More than 311 million people live in America today. Out of those 311 million people, 1 in 5 Americans have hearing loss in one ear, and 1 in 20 have some sort of hearing impairment. That's a significant amount of people who have some type of hearing loss, and it's a situation that isn't always in the limelight. In total, approximately 1 million Americans are completely deaf. That's almost the entire city of Philadelphia. It's important that we pay attention to this situation and ensure that our whole population can have a decent quality of life standard.
I'm nervous right now. It was alright. I think I did pretty good job.
So what's it like to have a hearing impairment? How is it to live with this disability? Can you imagine being able to see everything that's going on around you and not being able to respond to it in a way that everyone can understand?
Or how about if one of your loved ones had a hearing impairment? Your sister, brother, or your mother? Odds are you would have to become part of the deaf culture, learning how to use and understand sign language and therefore making it easier to communicate with your loved one. Many people do not realize how important the deaf culture is and how large the deaf community is. It is a way of life and a means of communication for millions of people. Becoming a part of the deaf culture is a way of combining traditional society with hearing impaired individuals.
Regardless if you have a loved one with a hearing deficiency or not, becoming involved with the deaf culture is a way to make the quality of living equal for us all. But how do you get involved?
The National Association of the Deaf aims to help integrate different resources and tools into our society to assist in deaf living. Officially, the mission of the National Association of the Deaf is to promote, protect, and preserve the civil, human, and linguistic rights of deaf and hard of hearing individuals in the United States of America.
So how can the deaf hear without hearing? Hearing without hearing is something you do every day without realizing it. In fact, research has suggested that between 60 and 70% of all meaning is derived from nonverbal behavior. So most of what you communicate to someone is visual. This is how people with the hearing impairment hear as well.
According to the NAD website, the organization was established in 1880 by deaf leaders who believed in the right of the American deaf community to use sign language, to congregate on issues important to them, and to have its interests represented at the national level. These beliefs remain true to this day. Early achievements by the NAD, such as securing the right to federal civil service employment and the right to drive a car, are sometimes overshadowed by the continuing and constant struggle for equal access and equal opportunities to education, employment, healthcare, and justice.
It's easy for you to get involved with NAD. There are numerous volunteering opportunities where you can work with the National Association of the Deaf to improve deaf awareness and deaf advocacy.